Welcome back to Life Unfiltered. You know, where we peel back those layers on things,
Yeah.
those topics that are often, kind of sugar-coated.
Right.
So today we are diving into something I think uh, a lot of people have probably daydreamed about
Yeah.
at some point, which is being financially well off. But
It's a good
we're
one.
going beyond
Yeah, it is a good one.
those flashy Instagram posts.
Yeah.
We're going to get real about what it's actually like.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone pictures financial success as this magical wonderland where all your worries disappear.
Right.
And I definitely fell for that fantasy myself.
Yeah.
One time, right after I got this big bonus, I decided I was going to treat myself, and I bought this
Right.
fancy espresso machine.
Okay.
I was convinced it was going to elevate my mornings, turn me into a domestic goddess.
Yeah.
The whole 9 yards. But guess what? I still can't make latte art.
Oh no.
And I ended up spending more time cleaning the darn thing
Yeah.
than actually enjoying my coffee.
That's so true.
It was hilarious.
It is.
It was like a reality check. That financial success isn't about just collecting expensive toys.
No.
It's a lot more complicated than that.
Right.
So let's break it down.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's explore the good, the bad,
The good, the bad.
and even the downright ugly parts
Yeah.
that nobody really talks about.
The ugly truth. Yeah.
So right.
It's a mixed bag.
It is.
And I think it's really important to go in with open eyes. So why don't we start with the undeniably good stuff?
Okay.
You know what often gets lost in the noise is the incredible freedom that comes with financial stability.
Oh, for sure.
We're not just talking about being able to buy whatever you want,
Right.
but the freedom to actually shape your life without constantly worrying about the next paycheck.
Oh, yeah. It's
Yeah.
Zate lifts off your shoulders and you can finally breathe.
Right.
It allows you to say yes to opportunities
Yeah.
that align with your values.
Exactly. Whether that's, taking a career risk, volunteering your time, or even just enjoying a spontaneous weekend getaway without crunching numbers. Yeah, without having to think about it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Exactly.
Financial stability empowers you to invest in things that truly matter to you.
Yes.
Imagine having the ability to prioritize your health and well-being.
Mhm.
And I don't just mean being able to afford better health care,
Right.
but having the time
Yeah.
and flexibility to actually focus on self-care, like nutritious food and activities that bring you joy.
Yeah, it's you finally have the bandwidth to think about something other than making ends meet.
Right.
For me, a big shift happened when I could finally invest in a good therapist.
Yeah.
It was something I'd always wanted to do,
Mm-hmm.
but, I kept putting it off
Yeah.
for when I could afford it.
Yeah.
And just having that financial stability to finally prioritize my mental well-being,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it was a game changer.
Yeah.
It really was.
That's awesome. And it's not just about individual well-being.
Right.
I think financial success often opens doors to making a difference in the
Mhm.
world around you.
Yeah.
Philanthropy,
Mhm.
both big and small,
Yeah.
becomes a real possibility.
For sure.
Suddenly supporting that local charity or funding a scholarship
Yeah.
isn't just a pipe dream.
Right.
It's something you can actively participate in.
There's something so fulfilling about being able to give back,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's through donating to causes you care about or simply being more generous with your time and energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And let's not forget about the power of financial success to fuel those dreams.
Ooh.
You've always had simmering in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
Maybe it's finally launching that business you've been sketching out on napkins or
Yeah.
taking a year off to travel the world and write that novel,
Yeah.
It's you're finally given permission to pursue those passions
Right.
that might have seemed out of reach before.
Totally.
Yeah, totally.
I know someone who always dreamed of opening a bakery.
Oh.
They were so talented,
Mm-hmm.
but they felt stuck in their corporate job.
Yeah.
And once they reached a certain level of financial stability, they took the leap.
Yeah.
And now they're living their dream.
Good for them.
Yeah, bringing joy to their community
Yeah.
through their delicious creations.
I love those stories.
Yeah,
They're so inspiring.
they are.
They remind us that financial success can be a springboard to pursuing our true calling, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
And it's not just about pursuing existing passions. Sometimes it's about having the space to discover entirely new ones.
Oh, totally. I finally had the chance to take that pottery class I'd always talked about.
Oh, fun.
Turns out I have zero talent.
Oh,
But the
well,
point is,
yeah.
I finally had the freedom to try it.
Right.
And who knows, maybe your newfound financial stability will lead you to unearth a hidden talent or passion
That's the beauty of it.
that you never even knew you had.
Yeah, financial success opens up possibilities,
Yeah.
allows you to like explore different facets of yourself.
Totally.
And speaking of exploration, let's talk about travel.
Okay.
Having the means to experience different cultures, connect with people from all walks of life, and broaden your horizons is an incredible privilege.
I still remember the first time I traveled internationally after achieving some financial stability.
Yeah.
And suddenly, I wasn't just choosing the cheapest hostel
Right.
and eating ramen noodles for every meal.
Yeah.
I could actually savor the local cuisine,
Yeah.
stay in unique accommodations, and really immerse myself in the culture.
Yes.
It was amazing.
It's transformative.
Yeah, it transformed my perspective on the world.
Those experiences stay with you forever.
Yeah.
And as you gain financial success, you might find yourself gravitating towards more meaningful travel,
Oh, for sure.
seeking authentic connections and experiences that go beyond tourist traps.
It's like your travel evolves from simply seeing the sights
Mm-hmm.
to truly engaging with different cultures and expanding your understanding of the world.
Exactly.
And let's be honest, having the financial resources to travel comfortably without constantly stressing about every penny makes those experiences so much more enjoyable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And those enriching experiences often lead to like unexpected connections and opportunities.
Yeah.
You might meet someone who becomes a lifelong friend, a mentor, or even a business partner.
Oh, totally.
The doors that open through travel fueled by financial stability can lead you down fascinating paths you never anticipated.
So we've talked about the freedom to choose your path, prioritize your well-being, fuel your passions, travel the world, and even give back to your community. It
Yeah.
seems like there's a whole lot to love about being financially well off.
There definitely is.
Right.
But as with anything in life, there's always another side to the coin.
Right.
While financial success brings incredible opportunities, it also comes with its fair share of challenges and unexpected downsides.
Okay, so let's not sugarcoat it.
Yeah, let's not.
What are some of the not so glamorous aspects of being financially well off?
Okay, well, one thing many people don't realize
Yeah.
is like the constant pressure to maintain that wealth.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you're on this treadmill, constantly needing to stay ahead of the game, manage investments,
Right.
and make smart financial decisions.
Yeah, it sounds exhausting.
It can be.
Like even when you've made it,
Right.
you can't really relax and enjoy it.
That's the irony, isn't
Yeah.
it? You work so hard to achieve financial stability, but then you're hit with this fear of losing it all.
Right.
It can be incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
Especially with like the constant barrage of information about market fluctuations and
Yeah.
economic uncertainty.
It probably doesn't help that we live in a society that often equates net worth with self-worth.
That's so true.
Sure.
The pressure to maintain a certain lifestyle,
Yeah.
to keep up with the Joneses can be overwhelming.
Totally.
It's easy to get caught up in this cycle of wanting more, bigger, better,
Yeah.
even when you already have enough to live comfortably.
I've definitely been guilty of that.
Yeah.
There was a time when I felt this constant need to upgrade my wardrobe by the latest gadgets
Yeah.
and basically like prove my financial success through my purchases.
Yeah.
And it was exhausting and ultimately unfulfilling.
It's a common trap to fall into.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
we're bombarded with messages
Right.
that tell us we need more to be happy. And it takes conscious effort to resist that narrative.
For sure. And speaking of tricky things to navigate,
Yeah.
how does financial success impact our relationships
Oh,
with friends and family?
it can be a real minefield, to be honest.
Oh, I bet.
Money often becomes this unspoken elephant in the room,
Right.
especially with loved ones who might not be experiencing the same level of financial abundance.
I've been there. It's like you suddenly feel this awkwardness talking about vacations
Right.
or even just like everyday expenses.
Right.
You know, you don't want to come across as bragging or make anyone feel uncomfortable.
It's a delicate balance.
Yeah.
And sometimes those financial differences
Right.
can lead to like uncomfortable situations.
Oh, for sure.
Like requests for loans or even resentment from those who feel like you should be sharing your wealth more freely.
I had a friend who, after I bought my first house, constantly made comments about how I should be helping out more.
Oh, wow.
It created this weird tension in our friendship.
Yeah.
And I felt this pressure to justify my financial decisions, even though it's my hard-earned money.
It's unfortunate, but those situations happen more often than people realize.
I bet.
Financial success can sometimes strain relationships, even with those closest to you. It's
Mhm.
important to set boundaries, communicate openly,
Right.
and remember that your financial decisions are ultimately your own.
Yeah, that's such important advice.
Yeah.
So we've talked about the pressure to maintain wealth
Mm.
and the potential for awkwardness or even tension in relationships.
Yeah,
Are there any other bad aspects of financial success
sure.
that we should be aware of?
Well, one thing that often creeps up on people is lifestyle inflation.
Okay.
It's this sneaky phenomenon where as your income grows,
Yeah.
your spending tends to rise right along with it.
It's like your needs and wants constantly expand to
Exactly.
match your income.
That little studio apartment suddenly feels cramped.
Uh-huh.
That reliable car seems outdated.
Yeah.
And those budget-friendly vacations
Hmm.
start to feel less appealing.
It's like you're on this hedonic treadmill, constantly chasing the next level of comfort or luxury.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And the danger is that you can end up feeling just as financially stressed as you did before, even though you're earning more,
Oh, wow.
you know?
It's a reminder that financial success isn't about how much you earn,
Mm.
but about how you manage your money
Yeah,
and your mindset.
absolutely. It's important to be mindful of those spending patterns, to set clear financial goals,
Yeah.
and to prioritize what truly matters to you.
Right.
It's not about depriving yourself, but about making conscious choices that align with your values and your long-term well-being.
I love that. Conscious spending.
Yeah.
It's about being intentional with your money and
Yeah.
making sure it's working for you, not controlling you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about creating a healthy relationship with money where it serves as a tool to enhance your life, not a source of stress or anxiety.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this first part.
Yeah, we have.
From the exhilarating highs of financial freedom
Mm-hmm.
to the less glamorous realities that often come along with it.
It's definitely a mixed bag full of opportunities and challenges, but it's a journey worth exploring with open eyes and a curious mind.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Now get ready, because in the next part of this deep dive, we're going to get even more unfiltered, exploring the ugly truths about financial success that nobody really wants to talk about.
It's going to get real, folks. Buckle up. Welcome back to Life Unfiltered. We're diving deeper into the less glamorous side of financial success.
Okay.
The stuff that rarely makes it into those motivational Instagram quotes.
Exactly.
Hmm.
In part one, we celebrated those incredible highs of financial freedom,
Yeah.
the ability to travel,
Yeah.
pursue passions, and prioritize well-being.
Right.
But now it's time to get real about those, ugly truths
Yeah.
that can lurk beneath the surface. The stuff that makes you wonder if maybe those ramen noodle days
Right.
weren't so bad after all.
Well, let's start with one of the most heartbreaking things I've witnessed.
Okay.
The strain that financial success can put on family relationships.
Yeah.
Suddenly, you're not just dealing with normal family dynamics.
Right.
You're also navigating expectations about money,
Mm.
requests for help,
Yeah.
and this constant pressure to be the family bank.
It's like the moment you achieve a certain level, it's just looking at you differently.
Yeah. You know?
You become the solution to their financial problems.
Yeah.
The person who can finally afford it.
It's a tough position to be in.
It is.
And it can be incredibly challenging to balance your desire to help loved ones
Right.
with the need to protect your own financial well-being
Mhm.
and set healthy boundaries.
I remember a time when a family member asked for a significant loan to start a business.
Oh, wow.
And on one hand, I wanted to support their dream.
Of course.
But on the other hand, I had serious doubts about the viability of the plan
Right.
and the potential impact on my own savings.
Yeah.
It created a huge emotional dilemma.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, the situation strained our relationship for quite some time.
Those situations are so fraught with tension,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, they're not uncommon.
Okay.
It's crucial to remember that your financial decisions are ultimately your own,
Right.
and you have the right to say no,
Yeah.
even to loved ones.
It's about setting those boundaries and recognizing that saying no doesn't make you a bad person
Yeah.
or a less loving family member.
It's about protecting yourself.
Yeah.
And ensuring that you're making responsible financial decisions.
Absolutely. And sometimes those tough decisions are necessary
Yeah.
to maintain healthy relationships in the long run.
Absolutely.
Okay, so family dynamics can definitely get messy
Oh, yeah.
when money is involved.
For sure.
What other ugly truths about financial success should we be discussing?
Okay. Well, there's this dark side that many people don't anticipate.
Okay.
The increased exposure to unhealthy coping mechanisms.
Wow.
Think about it, when you have more money,
Yeah.
it's easier to indulge in excesses.
Right.
That might provide a temporary escape from stress or unhappiness.
It's like those vices become amplified, almost normalized, because you have the means to access them more readily.
Exactly. Whether it's excessive shopping, gambling, substance abuse,
Right.
or even just this constant need for more, bigger, better, the temptation to like numb out or escape
Yeah.
through these behaviors can be strong.
Yeah.
Especially if you haven't addressed the underlying emotional issues that might be driving them.
It's like you're trying to fill a void with material possessions or like fleeting experiences. But ultimately, it's not sustainable.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that financial success doesn't automatically solve all your problems.
Right.
In fact, it can sometimes magnify existing issues
Yeah.
or create entirely new ones.
Totally.
It's crucial to be aware of those pitfalls
Yeah.
and to prioritize your mental and emotional well-being just as much as your financial well-being.
So true. It's about finding those healthy coping mechanisms, whether it's therapy, mindfulness practices, creative outlets, or simply like spending time in nature.
Yeah.
It's about nurturing your soul, not just your bank account.
And speaking of things that can drain your soul,
Okay. Yeah.
let's talk about another ugly truth:
Yeah.
privacy invasion.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
The more financially successful you become, the more you might find yourself like under a microscope.
It's like you're suddenly living in a fishbowl, with everyone peering in, judging your choices, commenting on your spending habits, and feeling entitled to a piece of your pie.
It can be incredibly intrusive and unsettling.
I bet.
People you barely know might start asking for financial help.
Oh, yeah.
You might get bombarded with investment schemes or charitable requests.
Yeah.
And you might even find yourself the target of scams or unwanted media attention.
It's like your financial success becomes this magnet for all sorts of unwanted attention and solicitations.
Yeah.
It's a real challenge to navigate that space while maintaining your privacy and sanity.
And it can be emotionally draining to constantly feel like you're on guard,
Yeah.
having to filter through all that noise
Right.
and figure out who to trust.
For sure. And sometimes even with those boundaries in place, you can't escape the feeling that you're being judged, even by those closest to you.
It's a common experience.
Yeah.
People might make assumptions about your lifestyle, your priorities, or even your character solely on your financial status.
It's like they see the money and suddenly forget that you're still the same person you were before.
Exactly.
Right.
And that can lead to feelings of isolation. Like you can't relate to people who haven't experienced the same level of financial abundance.
It's this weird paradox where you've achieved something that society values.
Right.
Yet it can also make you feel disconnected from the very people you care about.
It's definitely a complex dynamic.
Yeah.
And it highlights the importance of like finding your tribe. Those people who know you beyond your bank account, who celebrate your successes without envy, and who understand the unique challenges that come with financial success.
It's about surrounding yourself with those who genuinely support you, who see you for who you are, not for what you have.
Exactly. And speaking of seeing things clearly, let's talk about another ugly truth that often goes unacknowledged:
Yeah.
the potential for burnout.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. When you're constantly striving for more, pushing yourself to achieve those financial goals, it's easy to neglect your physical and mental well-being.
It's like you're on this treadmill of success,
Right.
but you forget to take breaks, to nourish your soul,
Yeah.
to recharge your batteries. And eventually, that relentless pursuit can lead to burnout, exhaustion, and even health issues.
It's a reminder that financial success shouldn't come at the expense of your health and happiness.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's about finding that sweet spot, that balance between pursuing your goals and taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
It's about creating a lifestyle that is both prosperous and sustainable.
Right.
A life that nourishes your mind, body, and spirit.
So true. And sometimes that means slowing down, setting boundaries, and saying no to opportunities that might drain your energy or compromise your well-being.
It's about prioritizing those things that bring you joy and fulfillment.
Yeah.
Whether it's spending time with loved ones, engaging in hobbies, or simply taking time for yourself to relax and recharge.
It's about remembering that life is a marathon, not a sprint. Exactly.
And speaking of long-term thinking, let's talk about another ugly truth that often emerges as you navigate the world of financial success.
Okay.
The increasing complexity of managing your wealth.
Yeah. It's like The more you have,
Hmm?
the more complicated things
You
become.
hit the nail on the head.
Yeah,
Suddenly you're not just dealing with like simple budgeting and saving.
right.
You're navigating a world of investments, tax implications, estate planning,
Right.
and all sorts of financial intricacies that can feel overwhelming.
It's enough to make your head spin.
It is.
And it's probably tempting to just bury your head in the sand and hope it all sorts itself out.
It's definitely tempting, but ignoring those complexities can have serious consequences down the line.
Yeah.
That's why it's crucial to educate yourself, to
Hmm.
seek professional guidance when needed,
Right.
and to take a proactive approach to managing your wealth.
It's about becoming financially literate, understanding the basics of investing, taxes, and estate planning, and having a team of trusted advisors in your corner to help you navigate those complexities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not just about protecting your wealth.
Right.
It's about ensuring that your financial decisions align with your values and your vision for the future.
It's about using your financial resources to create a life that is both prosperous and meaningful, a life that reflects your authentic self and your aspirations for the future.
Well said. And it's important to remember that even with all those complexities, financial success can be an incredible opportunity for growth and self-discovery.
It's a chance to define what wealth truly means to you, to break free from societal expectations, and to create a life that is both abundant and fulfilling.
Absolutely. And sometimes the most profound realizations about wealth come from those unexpected moments of clarity,
Yeah.
those subtle shifts in perspective that happen over time.
Which brings us to the next part of our deep dive, where we'll explore those surprising realizations and unexpected outcomes that can emerge along the path to financial success.
Get ready for some plot twists, folks. It's about to get interesting.
Welcome back to Life Unfiltered. In the last two parts, we really dug into the realities of being financially well off.
We did.
The good, the bad, and even the ugly.
Yeah, it was a lot.
But now it's time to shift gears and explore those surprising realizations
Okay.
that often emerge as you navigate this journey of financial success.
I like that.
Yeah.
These are the things that nobody really tells you about, those unexpected twists and turns that can completely change your perspective on wealth and what it truly means to live a fulfilling life.
So let's start with one of the most common and perhaps most paradoxical
Yeah.
realizations, the discovery that true happiness doesn't come from material possessions.
It's a classic tale, isn't it? You work hard, achieve financial success, finally have the means to acquire all those things you always dreamed of, and then
Yeah.
something's still missing.
It's like you've reached the top of the mountain,
Yeah,
but the view isn't what you expected.
exactly. You might find yourself surrounded by beautiful things, indulging in luxurious experiences,
Right.
but that initial thrill wears off.
Yeah.
And you're left with this nagging feeling that there's got to be more to life than this.
It's like you've been chasing a mirage,
Right?
and when you finally catch up to it,
Yeah.
it disappears.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And it often leads to like a profound shift in
Mhm.
priorities.
Totally.
You start to question the value of material possessions,
Yeah.
the relentless pursuit of more, bigger, better.
Right.
And you begin to appreciate like the simpler things in life,
Mm-hmm.
the things that truly nourish your soul.
I experienced this firsthand after I received a significant inheritance.
Okay.
At first, I was ecstatic.
Yeah.
Had a new car, traveled to exotic destinations, indulged in all sorts of lavish experiences.
Yeah.
But after a while, that initial euphoria faded, and I found myself feeling strangely empty.
It's a common experience.
Yeah.
And it often leads to like a reevaluation of values.
Mm-hmm.
You start to realize that true happiness comes from experiences, relationships, purpose,
Yeah.
and making a difference in the world.
It's about shifting your focus from acquiring things to cultivating experiences that enrich your life and leave you feeling truly fulfilled.
Exactly. It's about investing in relationships, pursuing passions, giving back to your community,
Right.
and creating memories that will last a lifetime.
It's about recognizing that the best things in life often can't be bought.
So true. And along with that realization about the limitations of material possessions,
Yeah.
another surprising outcome of financial success is a newfound appreciation for time.
Oh, totally. It's like you suddenly realize that time is your most valuable asset,
Mm-hmm.
even more so than money.
Absolutely. Because when you're no longer tethered to a job just to make ends meet,
Right.
you have the freedom to choose how you spend your time,
Yes.
to prioritize those things that truly matter to you.
You can finally say yes to those passion projects you've been putting off. Spend more time with loved ones, travel at your own pace, or simply enjoy the luxury of unstructured time.
It's about reclaiming your time
Yeah.
and using it intentionally
Totally.
rather than letting it slip away in the pursuit of more money or more stuff.
It's about designing a life that allows you to savor each moment, to experience life to the fullest, and to create memories that will last a lifetime.
And speaking of creating a legacy,
Okay.
another surprising outcome of financial success is the desire to give back, to make a positive impact on the world beyond yourself.
It's like you reach a certain level of financial stability,
Yeah.
and you realize that you have the means to make a real difference, to support causes that align with your values,
Right.
to leave a legacy that extends beyond your own lifetime.
It's a beautiful thing to witness.
It is.
People who have achieved financial success often become incredibly generous, not just with their money, but also with their time, their skills, and their influence.
I have a friend who, after selling his company for a significant sum, decided to dedicate his life to philanthropy.
Wow.
He started a foundation that supports underprivileged youth mentors, aspiring entrepreneurs, and advocates for social justice causes. It's incredibly inspiring to see how he's using his wealth to make a tangible difference in the world.
Those stories are so heartwarming.
They are.
They remind us that financial success can be a powerful force for good.
Totally.
And it's not just about grand gestures or starting foundations.
Right.
It can be as simple as volunteering your time at a local charity, mentoring a young person, or simply being more generous with your resources.
That's about using your privilege for a purpose.
Right.
Recognizing that you have the ability to make a positive impact no matter how big or small.
Exactly. And often that act of giving back, of contributing to something larger than yourself, brings a sense of fulfillment that no amount of money can buy.
It's about finding meaning and purpose beyond the accumulation of wealth.
And that brings us to another unexpected outcome.
Okay.
The shift from a scarcity mindset
Okay.
to an abundance mindset.
It's like you go from constantly worrying about not having enough to realizing that there's more than enough to go around. That abundance is a state of mind, not a bank balance.
It's a profound shift in perspective.
Yeah, it was.
And it often leads to greater generosity, gratitude,
Yeah.
and a willingness to share your resources with others.
It's about recognizing that true wealth isn't about hoarding resources, but about using them to create a more equitable and fulfilling world for yourself and those around you.
Absolutely. And that shift in mindset often extends to other areas of life,
Yeah.
leading to greater creativity, innovation, and a willingness to take risks.
Because when you believe in abundance, you're not afraid to share your ideas, to collaborate with others,
Yeah.
and to step outside your comfort zone.
Right.
You know that there's enough success to go around.
It's a beautiful thing to witness.
It is.
And it often leads to like a more fulfilling and joyful life experience.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive into the realities of being financially well off.
We have.
We've explored the good, the bad, the ugly, and the unexpected.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey.
We've talked about the freedom, the challenges, the pitfalls, and the profound realizations that often accompany this journey. But ultimately, the most important takeaway is that financial success
Yeah.
is a personal and evolving experience.
It is about defining what wealth truly means to you, creating a life that aligns with your values, and using your resources to make a positive impact on the world.
It's about finding that sweet spot between financial abundance and personal fulfillment, a life that is both prosperous and meaningful.
And remember, it's not a destination, but a journey full of twists and turns, surprises, and discoveries.
Right.
So embrace the ride, learn from your experiences, and never stop evolving.
Thank you for joining us on Life Unfiltered. We hope this deep dive has given you a fresh perspective on the realities of financial success and inspired you to create a life that is both abundant and fulfilling